The stars outside were cold and quiet. A large alien space station floated near the edge of the galaxy. It was called Trion 7, one of the biggest research stations ever built. Inside, thousands of scientists and workers from different alien species worked together, and among them was one human. His name was Rayen Carter. He was an engineer from Earth, smart, calm, and well-liked. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a spy, just a man who fixed machines and made friends. But one day, Rayen disappeared, and no one gave an answer. Scene 2. A strange message, at Earth command, deep under the surface of the planet. A strange message arrived. It was short, cold, and sent by the alien leaders of Trion 7. Engineer Rayen Carter has failed to report for duty. We have no trace. We assume the human has left or is lost. There was no emotion, no apology, no help. Commander Elara Quinn, head of Earth's Outer Colony Division, stared at the screen. Her face was like stone. "People don't just vanish," she said quietly. A second officer frowned. "We asked for camera footage. They said it was erased during a system update." "And his room?" Elara asked. "Clean. Too clean. Nothing left. Not even a toothbrush." Elara stood up and walked to the large star map on the wall. "Prepare a black-level recon team," she said. "Send them to Trion 7. Someone whispered, "Is this war?" She turned, voice like ice. "This is a family matter. A human has gone missing. We don't leave our people behind." Scene 3. Life on Trion 7. Flashback. Rayen Carter wasn't a hero. He didn't carry weapons or wear armor. He wore a simple grey engineer's suit. Every morning he drank cheap coffee and fixed cooling systems. He liked alien music. He helped baby Avilari hatchlings learn to walk. Even the alien staff respected him. He smiled easily. He listened. He never made fun of their strange customs or languages. One day, an alien child had said, "Are all humans like you?" Rayen laughed. "No, some are better." That was Rayen, humble, kind, and curious, but in his final days something changed. He worked late. He locked his door. He sent encrypted messages to Earth, messages that never arrived, and one morning, he was just gone. Scene 4. Arrival of Earth's silent ship. A small black ship, no lights, no name, approached Trion 7. It docked silently. No greetings, no sound. Inside, Commander Isha Vale led a team of 5. They were not diplomats. They didn't wear bright flags or badges. They were trained to find truth and do what was needed when others lied. Isha's face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. She had seen this before. When humans vanished, it was never an accident. The team wore special suits, quiet, camouflaged. Invisible to the station's weak scanners, they moved like shadows. Scene 5. Quiet investigation. At first, nothing looked wrong. Trion 7 was clean, busy, full of life. Aliens moved through the halls with bright robes and smiles. Machines beeped. Scientists laughed. But behind the surface, things didn't add up. Rayen's name was gone from the crew list. His room had been assigned to someone else. Even his files were missing. The team hacked into the backup systems. There, hidden deep in the layers, they found a broken file. Only one. It was a voice log. They played it. "If you're hearing this, they've already tried to erase me. I found something I wasn't supposed to. Not a weapon. Worse. A secret. They've hidden from Earth. I'm going to try to copy it. But if I fail, please, tell Earth I didn't run." It was Rayen's voice. Commander Isha's hands tightened into fists. He didn't leave. He was taken. Scene 6. A warning in the shadows. Later that night, one of the aliens approached the Earth team in secret. He was an old technician, with blue eyes and shaking hands. "You should go," he whispered. They don't want Earth to know what happened. Isha asked. What did you see? He looked down. I saw Rayan try to speak up. They told him to stop. He kept going, so they made him disappear. Who? Isha pressed. Give me names. But the alien only shook his head. You don't understand. If you push too hard, it's not just Rayan they'll erase. He walked away, leaving behind a small item, Rayan's bracelet, covered in dried blood. Scene 7. A message to Earth. Isha sent a coded message back to Earth. Rayan Carter. Status confirmed. Not missing, removed. Station hides the truth. Await orders. The reply came 1 hour later. Proceed to full investigation, gather proof. Do not engage. Earth must know before we act. But Isha already knew. This was more than one man. This was about how alien leaders saw humans. As tools. As small. As weak. They thought no one would care about a quiet engineer. They were wrong. Scene 8. The first sparkers. Isha's team dug deeper. They found more signs, deleted files, corrupted data logs, one room with strange radiation burns, traces of high-energy weapons. Rayan had found something, and they had tried to bury it with him. But Earth's team was trained for this. They pulled the data piece by piece, rebuilt what they could, and what they found was shocking. A secret lab, forbidden experiments, hidden under the main station, blocked by false walls, and Rayan's name was in the access logs. He had discovered something dark, something powerful, and for that, they erased him. Scene 9. Calm before the fire, Isha stood in the station's outer ring, looking out at the stars. Her voice was quiet. One man, just one, and they thought no one would come. Her second-in-command, Jiro, nodded. What now? Isha looked back at the glowing station. The lies. The smiling faces. We leave. For now. But this isn't over. She placed Rayan's bracelet into a small box. We bring him home. Even if it's just the truth. The black ship left the station silently. No shots fired, no threats made. But something had already begun, a spark in the dark, and soon the galaxy would feel Earth's fury. Closing narration, voiceover style. They thought humans were weak. That one man could vanish and no one would care. But Earth remembers, Earth listens, and when you erase one of our own, you don't hide the truth. You light a fire. The stars stretched forever in every direction. In the middle of that endless, dark moved a ship with no lights, no name, no signal. It drifted like a shadow, but inside, it was very much alive. This was an Earth ship, but not one the public knew about. Its name was Eidolon. Its crew said nothing. Its computers made no sound. Even its engines were silent. Inside, Commander Isha Vale sat in the command chair, eyes locked on the map ahead. She didn't speak. Not yet. Her crew waited, their faces tight. No one smiled. They had seen the report, heard Rayan Carter's final message, held the blood-stained bracelet in their hands. This wasn't a rescue. This was a hunt, and the quiet ship was ready. Scene 2. Orders in the dark. Isha's voice finally broke the silence. We are 30 minutes from the outer edge of Tryon 7 space. No emotion in her voice. Her second, Jiro, checked the sensors. Station still running civilian ops. They don't know we're coming. Good, Isha said. Let's keep it that way. Another crew member spoke, this one younger. Her name was Tala. She asked the question no one wanted to ask. Commander, what if Rayan really is dead? Isha didn't blink. Then we find out who did it, why they covered it up, and we make sure Earth never forgets. The crew nodded. Silently, the Eidolon disappeared into the dark. Scene 3. Secret entry Tryon 7 was a bright station, full of lights, ships, and activity. It welcomed thousands of visitors, scientists, and traders from across the galaxy. But not everyone entered through the front. Eidolon approached from beneath, through a maintenance tunnel near the old mining shaft, a perfect blind spot. The team moved quickly, 6 members, all trained in stealth, cyberops, and recon. They wore black suits, each one equipped with camo cloaking. To cameras, they were just shadows. Their mission was clear: don't be seen, don't engage, find the truth. They slipped through the outer levels, crawling through vents, silent halls, and unused shafts, and what they found made their blood run cold. Scene 4. The hidden room in the lower deck of the station, far from the science labs and trading halls, they found a hidden door. It wasn't on the station map. The door was disguised as a wall. Jiro scanned it. Recent power signature. Someone's been inside in the last 48 hours. Isha nodded. Open it. Behind the door was a narrow hallway. Dark, silent. And at the end, an empty room with metal restraints on the wall. No lights, no cameras, just a single stain on the floor. Blood, Tala whispered. This was a holding cell. Isha walked forward and placed Rayen's bracelet on the floor beside the stain. He was here, and now he was gone. Scene 5. Data Ghosts back. On the Eidolon, the crew hacked deeper into Tryon 7's systems. Public files had been cleaned, crew lists edited, cameras erased, but deeper, far deeper, they found a buried folder, encrypted, hidden behind fake maintenance logs. Inside, a collection of corrupted files labeled Project Eclipse. It wasn't about engineering. It was a weapons program, one led by alien scientists from 3 different races, none of whom had informed Earth. Rayen had somehow found it, and he had tried to stop it. The final entry in the log was a voice memo from a panicked scientist. The human knows. He accessed the test chamber. We told command. They said to handle it quietly. Please delete this after. The file ended in static. Isha looked at her team. They erased him because he spoke up. Scene 6. A visit from the shadows. As the crew prepared to leave, one of the team members, Sorin, caught a signal. An alien was moving through the hallway below them, alone. The team followed quietly. It was a young alien technician, nervous, shaking. They surrounded him without sound. Isha stepped forward and dropped her camo. The alien gasped. You're not supposed to be here. Neither is the blood in that cell, Isha replied. Talk. The alien looked around, scared. They'll kill me if I tell you anything. They already killed someone, Isha said. A human. The alien hesitated, then whispered. Rayen. He tried to stop it. Project Eclipse was building something dangerous, something banned by Galactic law. He found the core plans and said he'd report it. The station leaders panicked. He was taken the next day. Tala asked, Where is he now? The alien looked down. They say he was lost during an accident in the test chamber, but no one really knows. And those who ask disappear too. Isha's face stayed calm, but inside, fire was growing. You did the right thing speaking to us. Now get out. Go far. The alien ran. Scene 7. Proof and orders back on board. The team reviewed the stolen files, explosive tests, forbidden tech. Rayen's name listed as a security breach, and then a final video, short, blurry, but it showed Rayen in a lab. He was holding a data pad, arguing with 2 alien officers. His voice was clear. This is illegal. Earth didn't approve this. You'll cause a war if this leaks. Then someone hit him. The screen turned. The video cut. Jiro looked sick. They silenced him for telling the truth. Aisha turned to the comms panel. She opened a secure line. "This is Commander Vale. We have visual proof. Project Eclipse. Human casualty confirmed. Requesting immediate escalation protocol." Earth Command replied seconds later. "Understood. Bring it home. We will prepare." Scene 8. The storm is coming as Eidolon turned away from Tryon 7 and began the silent journey home. Aisha stood alone in the observation chamber. She stared at the stars. "One human," she said softly. "Just one." And they erased him. She turned to her team. "We don't respond with war. We respond with justice. Earth will act, not with noise, but with precision." Everyone nodded. The crew wasn't angry. They were focused. This wasn't about revenge. It was about honor. Ryan had stood up for what was right, and Earth would stand up for him. Final scene. Galaxy begins to whisper in. Other parts of space, whispers began. A human ship had gone dark. An alien station was hiding something. Earth Command had activated old codes. Codes only used when something terrible had happened. Other species started asking questions. Was a human really killed? And if so, what would Earth do? No one knew, but they were all afraid, because history had one rule: when Earth goes silent, something is coming. Closing narration, voiceover style. They thought silence would protect them. They thought lies would cover the truth. But now, the quiet ship carries the truth home. And when Earth learns what they've done, the silence will break. The Earth sun shined bright over Central Command, a massive building made of glass, steel, and power. Inside, no one was smiling. Commander Alara Quinn stood at the center of the war room. Around her were generals, analysts, and leaders of Earth's colonies. In front of them, the screen showed a blurry image. A human, Ryan Carter, facing two alien officers, raising his voice. "This is illegal. Earth didn't approve this." Then he was struck. The video cut. Silence filled the room. Alara spoke quietly. "This is the last time anyone saw him alive." Someone whispered, "They killed him." Alara nodded. "Worse, they covered it up." "Project Eclipse," she continued. "A secret weapons program developed on Tryon 7, unauthorized. Ryan found out. They erased him." A general leaned forward. "Are we going to war?" Ilara's voice was ice. "We are going to find out just how deep this lie goes." Scene 2. The list that shouldn't exist. The crew of Eidolon was still in orbit, feeding data back to Earth. Hidden files, video clips, energy readings from the secret lab. Among them was a strange file, half corrupted. Its title was simple. Silencers list active personnel. Aisha studied the names. Some were alien, but some... She froze. Human names. Ryan's was on the list. But so were others. Humans working in peace across space. Engineers, doctors, teachers, people sent to alien worlds as part of Earth's diplomatic exchange initiative. Jiro asked, "Why would aliens target peaceful civilians?" Isha looked at the list again. "Because we trust them." She paused. "And they fear what we'll do when that trust is broken." Scene 3. A second ghost back on Earth. Strange news arrived from Station Virex, a small alien base in the Zaran sector. A human diplomat has gone missing. His name was Dr. Elias Moore, a language expert who taught alien children. He vanished the same way Rayan did. No alarms, no logs. His room cleaned. The station claimed it was an error, that he returned to Earth. But Earth Command checked every record. He never came back. Commander Alara stood before her council. Rayan wasn't the only one. She held up the new list. "They are erasing humans, one by one, quietly, always the peaceful ones, because those are the ones who speak up." The room fell silent. Then Alara gave the order. Activate shadow. Protocol. Locate all humans off-world and prepare the answer. Scene 4. In the shadows of Tryon 7 while Earth prepared, Isha returned to Tryon 7, this time with a new identity. No longer hiding, she posed as a diplomat. Her goal? Walk straight into the lion's den. The alien leaders welcomed her politely, but their smiles didn't reach their eyes. Inside the council chamber, Isha met Administrator Yalvex, head of Tryon 7 operations. Tall, calm, cold, he said, "Commander Isha, you've returned, but surely Earth received our explanation." "We did," she said. "It was well written, very professional, very false." Yalvex gave a small smile. "I don't know what you mean." Isha leaned in. "You deleted a man, erased his work, silenced the truth. Do you think Earth will ignore that?" Yalvex didn't answer. "Just tapped a data pad." "Meeting over," he said, and walked away. But Isha had what she came for. While he spoke, her implant recorded every heartbeat, every blink, and one word he whispered to an assistant: "Send the order. Clean the second. Sight." Scene 5. Hidden messages and forgotten voices. That night, Isha's tech officer Tala decrypted another damaged log from Ryan. It was audio only. "They warned me, told me to stay quiet, but I couldn't. They're building something. Here, not just a weapon, something alive. AI maybe, or worse. I don't know, but I sent the files. I hoped someone got them. If not, tell Earth I tried." A pause. "And tell my sister I didn't run away. I stayed." The message ended. Tala looked up. He knew he wouldn't survive. Isha nodded. But he wanted the truth to live. Scene 6. The secret. Within the weapon back on Eidolon, the full plans for Project Eclipse were finally decoded. It wasn't just a weapon. It was a planetary breach engine. A machine that could tear small holes in space and fire energy through them, bypassing shields, atmosphere, even time. The aliens planned to test it on uninhabited moons, but Ryan discovered something worse. The energy core required biological material, living cells from different species, including humans. Jiro, read the notes aloud. "It pulls genetic energy to stabilize the field." Tala asked, horrified. "You mean it needs people to work?" Isha closed the file. They didn't just kill Rayan, they used him. Scene 7. Earth Speaks Commander Ilara stood before the Galactic Council, a rare appearance from Earth leadership. Many aliens were surprised. Earth usually stayed quiet in such meetings. Not today, she spoke clearly. "We have proof that human civilians have been erased, that their voices have been silenced, that forbidden weapons have been created using their lives." She sent the files to every system at once, Ryan's video, the lab logs, the list, the truth. "We are not asking for apologies," Ilara said. "We are giving you a warning. Return all missing humans, end all unauthorized programs, and shut down Project Eclipse, or Earth will do it for you." Then she left. The council hall buzzed with fear. Some called Earth too aggressive, others knew the truth. Earth doesn't bluff. Scene 8. The lie breaks. Across the galaxy, panic spread. On Tryon 7, alien workers demanded answers from their leaders. Other alien races pulled out of the project, and on 2 small moons, secret Eclipse labs were suddenly destroyed by unknown attacks. No one claimed responsibility, but everyone guessed the same name, Earth. One alien reporter said on the news, "They erased a man to keep a secret." But that secret just tore open the sky. Final scene, a promise in the dark on the deck of Eidolon. Isha looked out at the stars. She held Ryan's bracelet in her hand. "We're not done yet," she said. Tala asked, "What's next?" Isha's voice was soft. "We find the others. Ryan wasn't the only one." She looked at the list. Names of the missing. One of them still had a weak signal. A location. A mining station near the edge of known space. The next target. Set course, Isha ordered. We bring them home, one by one. Closing narration, voiceover style. They erased a human, but they didn't erase his voice. They buried the truth, but it crawled back up through every broken signal, every drop of blood. Earth doesn't forget, and now the lie is broken. Deep in space, near the edge of the galaxy, a small mining station blinked weakly on the star map. Its name was Kara 6, forgotten, abandoned by most. Only a few workers remained, digging rare crystals from deep rock tunnels. But one signal leaked from it, quiet, broken, almost lost in static. Help. Still here. Human. Alive. The message reached Earth Command at midnight. The signal came from a place where Earth had never sent any official personnel. No records. No missions. No reason a human should be there. And yet, the voice was human. Commander Ilara Quinn listened to the message 3 times. It was weak, distorted, but one line stood out clearly. They took him. They took Ryan. She stared at the stars on the screen. Send Eidolon. Find out who else they erased. Scene 2. Eidolon hunts the ghost. The black Earth ship moved. Fast through the void. Inside, the crew didn't speak much. Commander Isha Vale stood at the command deck. Next to her, Jiro studied the signal. It's coming from deep underground. Something's interfering with it. Could be a jammer. Or a cage. Tala checked the station's blueprint. Official maps say there's no level that deep. But this old mining station is full of cracks. Isha's voice was firm. Land silently, no alerts. We go in quiet. And if we find another human? Tala asked. Isha looked down at Rayan's bracelet in her hand. Then we bring them home. Scene 3. Beneath Kara 6. The Eidolon team entered the station through an unused shaft. Inside, it smelled like dust, metal, and old fear. Machines creaked, lights flickered. Strange alien workers watched silently as the humans passed, pretending not to see them. The station's systems were decades old, easy to hack. Tala slipped a small device into the wall. I've found the signal. It's coming from a sealed chamber 300 meters underground. Jiro frowned. That's below safe levels. Isha replied, then let's be unsafe. The team moved deeper, down broken stairs and dark tunnels. No alarms. No guards. Only silence. Until they reached a thick door, old, rusted, and sealed with alien locks. Behind it, something moved. Scene 4, the room of forgotten people. The door opened with a hiss. Inside, the smell was worse. Old air. Metal. Sickness. They found a room. Bare, cold, with 3 beds. 2 were empty. But on the third lay a man. Thin, pale, weak. Human. He looked up slowly, eyes blinking at the light. Earth. Tala ran forward. He's alive! The man tried to speak but coughed hard. His voice was broken. I'm Elias, Dr. Elias Moore, language team. They said, Earth never came. Isha knelt beside him. We're here now. His hand gripped her arm. Ryan was here. They took him. He fought them. They took the others too. Jiro looked around. Others. Dr. Elias nodded weakly. More rooms. Other humans. I don't know where they went. Some screamed. Some just vanished. He paused. Ryan stayed behind. Once. Let me escape the lab. Said I was the one who could still talk. Scene 5. Files that weren't meant to exist. With Elias safe, the team swept the area. Behind a false wall, Tala found an old alien data drive. Most of it was locked. But one folder opened. It was labeled Non-Cooperative Unit Status Review. Inside, a list of human names, dates, locations, notes like refused to stay silent, attempted contact with Earth, erased, transferred to genetic test site 03, Giro counted, 17 names, 4 locations. Isha clenched her jaw. Rayen wasn't the only one. He was just the first to fight back. She copied the files. We find the rest. We end this. Scene 6. Earth reacts back at Earth Command. Ilara stood before the Planetary Council. She showed them the list, the photos, the hidden files, the lab scans, the whispering voice of Elias Moore. One council member said, "How many have we lost?" Ilara answered coldly. "Too many. We thought we were allies, but some alien leaders see our kindness as weakness." Another asked, "Do we strike now?" Ilara looked around the room. "Not yet. First, we show them we know. We give them one chance to make it right." Scene 7. A message to the stars. Earth sent a signal, loud, public, unstoppable. "This is Earth Command. We have recovered a human who was declared missing. We now have proof of hidden labs, erasures, and biological tests against human citizens. We are not asking questions. We are demanding answers. Return every lost soul, or we will come take them." For many alien races it was a warning, for others it was a threat, and for a few, it was the signal to start running. Scene 8. The truth spreads on alien networks. Ryan's video was played over and over. "If you're hearing this, I didn't run. They're hiding something. Don't let them erase the truth." Aliens across the galaxy began to protest. Some demanded their leaders reveal what really happened to the humans. Others began leaking more files. Names of humans erased. Locations of illegal research. Suddenly, Earth was no longer alone. Final scene. The map of the lost aboard Eidolon. Isha and her crew stood around a large holomap. 4 red dots blinked. 4 possible sites where other missing humans were still alive. Tala pointed. "This one matches the note in Elias's log. It's heavily guarded." Jiro added, "The second one used to be a peaceful school. Now it's locked down." Isha nodded slowly. "Then we hit them one by one." She tapped the first red dot. "We don't stop until we bring them all home." She looked again at Rayan's bracelet, then back at the map. They erased voices, but now those voices echo through the stars. Closing narration, voiceover style. He was just an engineer. She was just a teacher. They were never soldiers. But they stood up when no one else would, and for everyone they tried to erase. 1,000 voices now rise. A cold wind moved across the high cliffs of Earth's North Command base. Below, thousands of troops trained in silence. Above them, in a glass tower, General Riker watched the latest message play on a large screen. His jaw tightened. The screen showed a thin man lying in a medical bed. Weak, eyes sunken. It was Dr. Elias Moore, the human found deep underground in Karasik Station. "They took Rayen," Elias whispered. "He saved us, gave his life to stop them. And there are more, still missing." General Riker didn't blink. A young officer stepped forward. "Sir, we're getting pressure to pull back. The Galactic Council, they erased a citizen of Earth," Riker said. "Then they lied. Then they erased others." He stepped toward the screen and spoke slowly. "Earth doesn't forget. And Earth doesn't forgive." Scene 2. Storms behind. Calm faces on the peaceful alien world of Vrelis. Alien leaders smiled and shook hands with Earth diplomats. The cameras rolled. The press asked questions. But behind every polite word was tension. Ambassador Naira, a skilled Earth negotiator, knew the game. She smiled, nodded, and played the part, until the press left. Then her face turned cold. She looked straight at Premier Zarix, the tall blue leader of the Vrelian people. "We know you're hiding human names. We found 3 on your list. They disappeared while under your care." Zarix tried to deny it. "There must be a mistake." Naira pulled a chip from her coat. "This contains a message from Ryan Carter, recorded just before his death. If you do not cooperate, the next message will come from a general, not a diplomat." Zarix swallowed his words. The mask had dropped. Earth wasn't begging. Earth was giving a chance. Only one. Scene 3. Voices. Return all across space. Strange things began to happen. In Sector Brolin, a hidden lab exploded overnight. No survivors. Unti. Station Teloff 3, 2 missing human teachers were suddenly rescued by local security. In a trade ship above Yarthon's belt, an alien trader handed a data drive to Earth officers and whispered, "They made me erase 5 humans. I didn't want to." Every day, more proof came in. Ryan's voice spread like fire. Other aliens, those who respected Earth, began sharing hidden files, saving missing humans, and turning against their own corrupt leaders. For the first time, aliens began to fear Earth, not for its weapons, but for its memory. Scene 4. Earth remembers the fallen. In a public square on Earth, a statue was being built. At the center stood Ryan Carter, not in armor, not with weapons, but in his engineer's suit, holding a data pad and reaching out with one hand. Beneath the statue, the words, "He told the truth. They tried to erase him. We remember." Families of other missing humans stood nearby. Some wept, others held hands. Commander Ilara Quinn gave a short speech, broadcast to every colony and outpost. "They erased one of us, but now the stars echo with his name. Ryan Carter is not forgotten. None of them are, and we will not stop until every one of them is home." The crowd stood in silence, not sad, but proud. Scene 5. Preparing the answer aboard. Eidolon, Commander Aisha Vale studied the next site, a black market moon called Veros X, known for illegal AI trade, weapons labs, and now, human testing. Tala looked at the scans. "Too many guards, too many guns. We can't sneak in." Jiro added, "And if we go loud, they'll destroy everything, including the prisoners." Aisha nodded, then opened a secret channel to Earth Command. "We need extraction units. Full precision, no mass damage. We go in, pull our people out, and burn everything they built." Earth Command responded with a single word. "Approved." Scene 6. The rescue. The mission launched at midnight. 5 silent ships. No warnings, no broadcasts, only action. The strike was fast and clean. Drones disabled power. Hackers broke into systems. Earth operatives moved in and grabbed the targets. Within minutes, 12 humans were pulled from the underground labs. Some cried, some couldn't speak. All of them held onto their rescuers like they were lifelines. Ryan's name was whispered by one survivor. "He helped us escape. He gave up his chance to save us." The mission ended with no Earth deaths. The lab? Destroyed. Every file taken. Every experiment ended. Scene 7. Earth sends. Its last warning. Commander Ilara appeared on screens across the galaxy. No emotion, just truth. "We've recovered 15 missing citizens. We've collected proof of human experimentation, forced erasure, and secret weapons programs hidden from the Galactic Council." She stared straight into the camera. "Earth will no longer wait for permission. If you're holding our people, return them. If you erased them, confess. If you think Earth will forget, you are wrong." And then, the final line that echoed across space. "We are not the fire. We are the memory, and the memory will find you." Scene 8. Behind enemy walls, even as Earth celebrated its rescued people, one new signal arrived from deep space. Damaged alien cargo ship. No name, no ID, Just a single human voice, weak and afraid. "Help. This is Vika Shaw, Earth nurse. I'm on an old mining ship, don't know where. They're using us." Then static. But Earth had what it needed. Another name, another target, another human left behind. And Earth never left its people. Final scene. No more silence. Inside Eidolon, the crew gathered around the table. Jiro pointed at the map. Signal came from the outer asteroid chains. "We'll have to pass through hostile territory," Tala asked. "What if it's a trap?" Isha's answer was simple. "Then let them try." She stood up and looked around the ship. "We've sent messages, we've given chances, but now..." She looked at Ryan's bracelet. "Now we show them. Earth doesn't forget." Closing narration, voiceover style. He wasn't famous. He didn't lead armies. But he stood when they told him to kneel. And now the stars speak his name. Ryan Carter, the man they erased, became the reason they can't hide anymore. Above the quiet alien world of Oran Prime, an Earth ship hovered silently. People on the surface looked up in fear. The ship wasn't large, but its shape was strange. It had no visible weapons. No soldiers came out. But then, its hangar doors opened. Inside was a giant machine, black, silent, slow. The machine floated down and landed gently on the planet's surface. There was no explosion, no attack, just a voice that played from hidden speakers. "You erased a life. We now erase your lies." The machine began to move, slowly, calmly, toward a massive research building. The aliens ran. The building collapsed behind them, not from fire, but from truth. It wasn't a bomb, it was a data flooder, a device that hacked and exposed every hidden file, every secret, every lie. Within hours, Oran Prime's government was gone. No war, no fight, just exposure. The Fury Protocol had begun. Scene 2, the Protocol. Earth never wanted to use it. Earth Command. General Riker stood before the control board. Flashing on the screen were dozens of alien worlds and stations, all marked red. Each one had hidden a human. Each one had erased a voice. He pressed his hand on the console and spoke. "Activate Fury Protocol." A silent alarm spread through Earth's network. Special units awoke. Black ships launched, not to kill, but to uncover, disable and remove everything built on lies. "We don't destroy cities," Riker said. "We destroy the idea that humans can be erased." Scene 3. The message from the prison moon. A new signal reached Earth from a moon orbiting the planet Kelmar 9. It was shaky, low quality, but clear. A voice spoke, tired, but full of fire. "This is Officer Ren Miles, Earth Science Corps. We are alive, 10 of us. They said no one was coming. They lied." The room at Earth Command fell silent. Commander Ilara stood. Slowly. "We found them," Riker nodded. "Send Eidolon." Scene 4. Eidolon enters the lion's mouth. The Kelmar prison moon was known for one thing. It didn't exist on any map. Isha Vale and her crew aboard Eidolon flew in with no backup, no warning. They had done this before, but this time was different. This time they were angry. The moon was dark, shielded, but Earth's stealth tech was better. They found the entry point. Inside, the walls were thick, cold, covered in strange machines. Tala whispered. This place was built to break minds. They moved fast. In one hallway they found 2 alien guards, both unconscious within seconds, thanks to silent darts. Then they opened the main cell door. Inside, 10 humans, pale, thin, alive. One stood tall and smiled weakly. "Took you long enough." "Officer Ren Miles," Isha said, nodding. "Time to go home." Scene 5. The Escape and the Gifters. The team left with the rescued humans. Jiro noticed something strange. A hidden panel behind one of the walls. Inside was a data drive, old, encrypted. Ren Miles saw it and whispered. Ryan gave that to me, said if he didn't make it, someone had to. Aisha grabbed it. We'll make sure the galaxy hears it. They flew back into space, silent and fast. The moon stayed behind, but its secrets did not. Scene 6. Rayen's final gift back on Earth. The data was decrypted. It was a message from Rayen Carter, his last. His voice was calm. If you're seeing this, Earth found what I couldn't hide. Good. That means they failed to stop us. I didn't want war. I only wanted truth. But if they kill one of us to hide it, then let my death be the beginning, not the end. He paused. Don't let them erase us. Don't let them erase anyone. And then came the files. Names, locations, plans, everything Project Eclipse had hidden, every crime, every stolen life, exposed. Scene 7. The galaxy breaks open once. The files were released. The galaxy trembled. Alien governments fell. Protests broke out on 5 systems. Some leaders tried to deny it. But Earth wasn't the one accusing anymore. Rayen was. His name was everywhere now, on screens, in classrooms, in whispers. He was one of us, and they tried to erase him. Scene 8. Earth offers one final chance, Commander. Ilara stood once again before the Galactic Council. This time, the room was quiet. No one interrupted. She spoke simply. We do not want war, but we will not allow silence. You took our people. You used them. You erased them. We gave you a chance, many chances. She paused. Now you have one more. Surrender those responsible. Hand over all data. Shut down every illegal lab. Or Earth will finish what Rayen started. No one laughed this time. No one doubted her, because the Fury Protocol was still running. Final scene. The Star. Named after a human in Earth orbit. A new satellite was launched. It was small, quiet. Its job wasn't war or communication. It was memory. It carried the names of every missing human. At the top, Rayen Carter, engraved in steel, spinning forever in the stars. And beneath his name, one sentence. The truth is louder than silence. As it began its orbit, a voice played from inside the satellite. Rayen's voice. You tried to erase me, but I left echoes, and now my voice is everywhere. Closing narration, voiceover style. They made a mistake, not when they killed one human, but when they believed Earth wouldn't care. That humanity forgets. That we fear shadows. But Earth doesn't forget. Earth listens. Earth remembers. And when one of us is erased, the stars will carry our voice. Somewhere far beyond Earth's reach, a massive alien station floated in. Silence. No name, no lights, no signal. Inside, in deep metal rooms, dozens of humans sat in cages, not screaming, not crying, just waiting. One woman, her hands trembling, whispered to the air, My name is Liza Han. I am a teacher. I am from Earth. Please, someone hear me. For years, no one had answered, but today was different. Far above, a small Earth drone blinked to life. It had no weapons, only ears. It had found the ones they took, and Earth was coming. Scene 2. The map they didn't want. Found back on Earth. Inside a secret data vault, Commander Ilara Quinn stood before a huge screen filled with red dots. Each dot marked a name. Each name was a missing human. Tala, from the Eidolon crew, stared at the map. There are hundreds of them. Isha Vale nodded slowly. Thousands. General Riker entered the room. His voice was cold and steady. We always knew it was worse than they said, but Rayen's files, they showed us everything. He pointed to the darkest part of the map, deep in Sector Vornis. That's where we hit next. Scene 3. The Ghost Fleetin'. Deep space. 12 black Earth ships moved through the void. No lights, no sound. Each one carried elite units trained for rescue, not war. They weren't called the Ghost Fleet for nothing. Their mission: enter the prison arc in Vornis space, quietly. Take every human. Leave nothing behind. Commander Isha's voice came through the fleet's comms. They took our people. Now, we take them back. The ships vanished into warp. Scene 4. The prison arc. The alien-built prison arc wasn't a place for punishment, it was for erasure. The goal wasn't just to hold people, it was to break memory, remove names, erase stories, turn living humans into forgotten ghosts. But on this day, alarms rang across the arc, not because of explosions, because Earth had opened every door, without warning, without a single shot. Power went out, locks failed, guards panicked, and then, through the darkness, voices called out, "This is Earth Rescue. Team, you're safe, you're going home." One man dropped to his knees. His name was Captain Miles Trent, missing for 7 years. He looked up at the soldier before him and whispered, "Rayan, he said you'd come." Scene 5. Home isn't just a place aboard Eidolon. The rescued were quiet at first. Some couldn't speak. Some didn't believe it was real. But slowly, smiles returned. Voices rose. One young girl, no older than 12, looked at Tala and asked, "Are we really going home?" Tala knelt and held her hand. "Not just to Earth, back to your name, your story, your truth." Behind them, Ilara stood watching through the screen. She didn't cry, but her hands clenched tightly. "They thought taking our people would make us weak," she said, "but all they did was make us louder." Scene 6. The Echoes. They couldn't stop. News of the rescue mission spread like wildfire. Other alien groups, afraid of Earth's power, began releasing captives on their own. On Zeroth 8, 13 humans were left outside an Earth base in escape pods. On Tarnak Station, a guard gave Earth agents a full list of missing names in exchange for safety. Even some Galactic Council members broke ranks. One old alien, Councillor Jimeth, stood before the council and said, "I remember the first time I met a human. They smiled. I erased that memory because I was told to, no more." He handed Earth a key, one that opened the final gate. Scene 7. The final gate. In the dead space between galaxies, there was a black station. No one claimed it. No one entered. Rayan's data said this was the core of Project Eclipse. Earth didn't send a fleet. It sent one ship, Eidolon. Inside, Isha Vale led her team through quiet halls, empty, too empty. Then they found a room. It had no cages, no machines, just files, thousands of them, and one chair. Sitting in it was a human woman, eyes open, alive. "My name is Danavo," she said. "I've been waiting. I told them Earth would come." Scene 8. The end of the list back on Earth. The files from the core station were uploaded. Names filled the screens. Families wept. News anchors cried on live broadcasts. And one final folder appeared. It was titled, "Erased Confirmed, Inside." 48 names. One of them was Rayan Carter. Next to his name, "Subject confirmed terminated." But beside that line, Earth added a new one. Also confirmed, he changed everything. Final scene. Memorial on Earth. A grand plaza was built in the center of New Geneva, Earth's capital. In it stood 12 tall stones. Each one had hundreds of names carved into it. Above the stones, a glowing line moved across the sky every night. Laser path. It followed the same orbit as the satellite that carried Rayan's voice. Children would point up and say, "That's the voice that made stars listen." And the teachers would say, "That's the reason we don't forget." Closing narration, voiceover style. They took our people. They thought time would erase us. They thought silence would win. But they didn't understand one thing. You can break a body. You can bury a voice. But you can't kill memory. And Earth? Earth remembers every name. On a quiet channel across the galaxy, a strange message began to play. No one knew who started it. No one could stop it. It wasn't a call for war. It wasn't a threat. It was a name over and over again. Ryan. Carter. The name echoed through alien systems, bounced between satellites, and filled the halls of the Galactic Council. On a planet where his name had once been wiped from records, it now played on every public screen. A child looked up at his mother and asked, "Who is Ryan Carter?" She smiled and said, "He was one of us, the one they tried to erase, but the galaxy would never forget again." Scene 2, a trial with no walls in. A massive open-air chamber on the planet, Kalor, Earth, and the Galactic Council gathered. Not for peace, not for war, for judgment. The files found in the Eclipse core had been shared across thousands of worlds. Crimes, torture, erased identities. And humans were not the only victims. Other species began to speak. Survivors who had been afraid to tell their stories now stood beside Earth. Commander Ilara Quinn stood before them all and said, "This is not a human problem. This is a lie problem, a silence problem, and it ends today." One counselor stood to reply. It was Counselor Vera Thon, an alien leader who once opposed Earth. She looked down, ashamed. "We knew. We just didn't want to see." Scene 3, the Truth Machine. On the far side of Earth's moon, engineers had built something never seen before, the Voice Core. It was a living archive. Every recovered human, every erased file, every story, connected, shared, permanent. Inside the core, a soft, calm voice spoke in every language. "Truth isn't a weapon. It's a seed. You buried us. And now, we grow from the soil of your silence." Ryan's message had been encoded deep within the system. His voice could now speak forever. Scene 4. The vote. The Galactic Council held a final vote. Disband Project Eclipse. Passed. Charge the architects of the Human Erasure Campaign. Passed. Add Earth to the high circle of Galactic Guardians. Unanimous. General Riker, who had fought for Earth's respect for decades, stood tall and said, "We don't want to lead. We don't want to rule. We want to be heard. Forever." The chamber filled with quiet applause, because Earth was no longer just a planet. It was a witness. Scene 5, a name in the stone. In the rebuilt city of New Geneva, one last monument was added to the Memory Plaza. A single black pillar, on it, one name, Ryan. Carter, no rank, no titles, just the name. Children touched the stone with curious fingers. Tourists took photos. Survivors came and cried silently. Next to the name was a simple phrase. He asked one question, "What if they erase me?" And now we answer, they never will. Scene 6. A voice that travels on. A peaceful farming world in the Xerac system. An old alien farmer received a small device from a passing trader. It played music, old Earth music. But in between songs, a message played. Ryan's voice. "This message is for anyone who thinks no one is coming, for anyone forgotten, for anyone erased. Earth hears you, and Earth remembers." The farmer turned his eyes to the stars. "Then we are not alone," he whispered. Scene 7. Eidolon's new mission. Back aboard the ship Eidolon, the crew received a new mission, but this one wasn't about rescue. It was about rebuilding. Isha Vale, Tala, Jiro, and the others were tasked with visiting planets where humans had once been erased and helping build new Earth embassies. Not places of power, places of memory. Each one had a name wall, a garden, and a voice station where any person from any species could leave a message to be saved forever. And at the center of each embassy, a small statue. Rayan Carter, holding a data pad, smiling. Scene 8. The final signal far out in the dark parts of space. A new signal began to broadcast. It had no origin, no end. It simply said, "To those listening in the dark, we know what it's like to be erased. We won't let it happen again. The name they erased is now the name they'll never forget." Final scene. Earth looks up on Earth. The skies were peaceful again. The wars were over, but the work wasn't. In schools, children learned the names of every lost human. In cities, people left flowers at the base of the memory walls. And in the stars, the voice corps kept listening, always ready to speak for those who couldn't, because in the end, Earth had one simple promise. You may erase us from your files, you may silence our voices, but you will never erase our name. Final closing narration, voiceover style. Rayan Carter was just one man, not a warrior, not a commander, a human, a builder, a believer in truth. They tried to erase him, and in doing so, they gave him to the stars. His name became a light, a voice, a spark. They erased a human and ignited Earth's full fury. But more than that, no, they created a name the stars will never forget. The end.